Okay, so the Orchot Saadikim in Sha'ar HaRishon, Sha'ar Gava, he says, Hageh l'olam yachzik tova la'atzmo, that he always will grab the good for himself. Mitoch kach lo yitrach al Torah, ki lo yachush al kavod shamayim. רק שידעו לו העולם שהוא אדם טוב וחכם ובזה יש לו די. Sounds like he's saying that he's, I guess, I don't know, selfish. Yachzik tov al atzmo sounds like he always just wants the good for himself. And because of that, he's not going to work hard when he learns Torah. And the reason is because he doesn't feel any feeling of, oh, I care about the kavod shamayim. And the only reason why it sounds like he's learning Torah is because he wants everybody to view him as a good person and a person who's a chacham. And once he achieves that people look at him like this, okay, that's enough. Okay, now I could go and take my breaks. I could do whatever I need to do. I don't need to work harder than this. And it sounds like he's saying that if a person cared about the kavod shamayim, then that would spell out the difference of how hard he's going to work. Because really the work a person puts into Torah, that increases in the kavod shamayim, even if nobody sees it. It's just between you and Hashem, but the harder you work, you increase in kavod shamayim. And this person will always be happy in the stumbling of his friends and in the little that they know. And he gets kavod from when his friends fall down. When they, right, it's cause I think the reason is because it highlights the fact that, oh yeah, this person, he's tov and he's a chacham. So since it highlights the fact that the other people around him are not like that, so he gets happy when he sees that. This is one of the 24 things that stop the teshuvah. I don't really know what that means. Meaning, is that 24 things that makes it that it's hard for a person to do teshuvah, or even if he does teshuvah, it doesn't work?
One of the things that you need to do teshuvah for is that mindset. Where you think, oh, it's just like averas, but it's like something as subtle as this, Oh, I'm such a chacham, and like this person doesn't know as much. It's like,
right. Yeah. Fine. So, Adam shekol ma'asav tovim him. You have a person who, it sounds like all his actions are good, right? He does a lot of mitzvot, he learns a lot of Torah. Mithalel behem litkabed. But, so be'etem what he's doing, it sounds like he's following the Torah. However, mithalel behem litkabed. He's, after the fact, he's like, everybody, look at me, I'm tzaddik, like that. Imagine you have this, wonderful dish, fanciest meal that you could imagine, with all the spices, everything perfect, display, looks so beautiful, it tastes amazing, smells so great. And then they leave it next to the fire, and it just starts burning and smoking, and it just smells really bad because it's been there for such a long time, drying out and just catches on fire. It's not, you can't even eat something like that. It's not even worth it to eat. So to a person who he has good maasim, beautiful maasim, like this dish is the best dish in the world. But he's like flaunting and beautifying, like showing them off, sort of. It's, so to speak, it's like burning and making smell through his doing this, that he's flaunting himself. It's like burning and making smelly the actions that he did that are good. I don't know what the hesber is exactly. Like, why is it so extreme like that?
I
Why is this so extreme?
Meaning,
In what case?
he's doing all the mitzvot. It sounds like they're comparing him to this beautiful meal. Kol avkat rochel. Everything, everything is beautiful. It smells great. Tastes amazing. Sounds like so. Be'etzem, he's doing everything he's supposed to, except one problem. He's putting next to the fire, right? He has the gava. He's putting next to the fire. Like, why is it like, okay, everything that you did, throw it all in the garbage, like. Like why?
It ruins everything.
Yeah, why does it ruin everything like that so much? Like
it might not even ruin it to the people around. They might not even. They think, oh, he's a perfect tzaddik, but inside he feels like good about himself. Like, oh, look at me. And it's like he's tshuva about that, that like personal gaiva. That's even maybe even it's so small, but he like gets in there, and Hashem doesn't like it. Hashem eats gaiva more than everything. That's like, gaiva is like the worst. More than like avera, it's just that feeling of gaiva. Oh.
Yes, this gaiva is very destructive. So and it was because of his gaiva, all other mitzvot that he's having, he's losing all of them. Is that right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like he throws it all.
You're trying to say that it's not that really all of his mitzvahs are. It's not that. It's really, you're saying to me, in the beginning he had all the good mitzvot and all the midot and everything, but once he had the gava, it turned all the midot bad.
Right.
It gave him kina, it gave him tava, it gave him all the bad.
Yes.
But then did that fit with the mashal?
What is the mashal again?
The mashal was that you have this beautiful dish, and they put it next to the fire, and then it turned bad. It burnt.
Because the gava.
No, but let's say the stuff he did before the gava.
Now, because of his gava, he's losing everything.
But right, I mean, if it's about the kina, meaning now he's getting kina, now he's getting tava, but before he didn't. I mean, before he was still doing good.
Right.
So why is it like that?
That shows us exactly what gava is. How gava is destructive. That takes away all your accomplishments, burns everything away.
So the malachim, they can rejoice, they can feel good about what you did, but you can't feel good about what you did.
No, in fact, you could. They say, we say Moshe Rabbeinu is Anav Mikol Adam. Did he know that he was Anav Mikol Adam?
No.
Of course he knew.
He wrote it in the pasuk.
Of course he knew. But he compared himself to Hashem. Right? He compared himself to Hashem. V'anachnu ma. Right? Who am I? Nothing. But David HaMelech says, I'm like a worm.
Right.
Why David HaMelech didn't say v'anachnu ma? Because he wasn't holding that level. Moshe Rabbeinu had that level. So if a person has ga'ava, then it's unfortunate, could lose everything.
Like Shlomo Melech.
Shlomo HaMelech.
He had everything, and then the demon tricked him, and he was a pauper, on the street.
But he didn't have ga'ava.
I think he did.
It
That
was
the
ga'ava.
point.
It was ga'ava.
He had so much gaiva that he summoned the demons. He thought, I can do it. Like, Hashem loves me, protects me. It's not going to matter.
I hear you.
Yeah.
But one of the main reasons that he got him was in order to help with the building of Beit HaMikdash. Maybe gaiva also was a factor. He needed to get the shamir.
Even Koheles is gaiva. He said, I had everything. I built more stables, I built more vineyards,
no,
for his own.
Kohelet is very chodesh.
No, but it starts from a place of trying to get everything, trying to be the best, having everything. It almost starts from.
I think over there talks is in a spiritual aspect.
Yeah, that's the point of it. But it starts off of his gaiva made him depressed. Basically, he had everything. He got to the top, and it made him depressed.
Could be. Yes.
Okay, so he says that ומתפאר בחכמתו ובמעשיו שאין בו. So let's say a person, right, chas v'shalom, they go and they beautify themselves and they're flaunting, they're like bragging or whatever about the chachma, right, all the knowledge that they know and all the actions that they didn't actually do and they don't actually have. They're making things up. Ein midah ra'a kamota. There is no evil midah like this. Ve'en duchmata. And there's nothing comparable to it. V'lo amru chachamim im mechabdim et ha'adam mechamat shesovrim shu yodea shtei mesechtot. If people give kavod to somebody because they think he knows, let's say, 2 masechtot, ve'ne yodea rak achat, and he really only knows one. Yomar lehem she'enu yodea ela achat. You should tell them the truth. Say, no, I actually don't know what you think I know, and I only know that. So if that's the halakha, if that's what the chachamim teach, then obviously you should not go around tricking people, and that they should assume things about you, a certain greatness about you that you don't actually have. ודע שאנחנו מחויבים שיהיו כל מעשינו מיוחדים לשם הבורא יתעלה בגלוי ובסתר. That you should know that everything that we should do should be miuchadim. They should be specifically, uniquely, just for Hashem. Begalui beseter, whether in public or in private. V'chol maaseh avodat Elohim yeh lagia el ratzon belvad. And anything you do to serve Hashem should be just to achieve Hashem's ratzon. Bilti ratzon b'nei adam, without other people's ratzon involved into it. The kavod shevach al maaseh lekabel kavod, whether it's to, because you want somebody to praise you or to get honor. Ach yaseh kol Hashem el mashkif el halev, that you should do it all for Hashem who looks at your heart. Kamo she'amar hakatuv, ani Adonai choker lev b'chen kaliyot, and that I am Hashem who investigates the heart, and he looks at the kidneys. I think the kidneys they're the things that they, I don't know if it's a mashal or if it's real, that they go and they sort of like give the heart etzot. Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
That's what David Malk says.
Influences. The influence comes from kidneys. Maybe one could say because in medicine there is adrenaline. There is this hormone that comes from that section.
Adrenaline. Yeah.
It makes the heart beat faster, makes person to have fear.
That's true.
Maybe.
Interesting. So, v'omer Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu, that the hidden things are to Hashem, our God. And also in a way, meaning it's not only, when it says that all our actions should be specifically for Hashem and not for other people, like don't do it because how other people are going to look. Also, you can also say when it should, like, even for yourself, let's say. I guess, like, a person can ask himself, why am I doing this? Like, one of Rebbeim was saying that when he was in Kola, like, I don't know, I think they're doing, like the Musar Sefer Maspik Lavodat Hashem. I think this was called, the son of the Rambam, Avraham ben Rambam.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, they said, like, they came in and they said, okay, like, we're on Kola here. Okay, like, why did you walk into Kola today? Like, everybody had to think about what was the reason why I walked in. The other person was like, one person said, like, the reason why I'm here is because I want my wife to think I'm, like, that I look good to her. She's like, oh, she thinks that I'm a good person. Like, he was serious. Like, he really thought about it, and that was really his driving force. Like, so, that would be, in a way, I would say, first of all, it's great that he can even recognize that. Most people, it's very hard to recognize that. So, but the etzem, though, it really should be just for Hashem. It should not be for outside forces. And the first step is to recognize that. Like...
No, Shalom bias is pretty lofty. I think that's a pretty good... Because if you stay at home all day, there wouldn't be Shalom bias. So better he goes to Kola.
Right, it's like... Or like, well, somebody else, one of the Kol guys in Yeshiva, I learned with him Musar once a week. So he was talking about mitzvah on Shem Elomeda, that this person just doing stuff without like thinking. And it touched about this. He was saying like, he gave an example like, same sort of thing, like when he goes and he buys his wife flowers for Shabbat or whatever. So he's like, oh yeah, because what's the reason why he's doing it? Is he doing it to make her happy, or is he doing it because he feels he needs to do it? Is he doing it for himself, or who's he doing it for, himself or for her? Like, it's supposed to be for her, but maybe he's really doing it for himself.
But if it makes her happy, it'll make him happy. So it's
right,
still for himself.
But maybe he's only. Meaning, what's the real reason? Is he doing it because he actually wants to make her happy, or is it because he wants to make himself happy? And by doing that, that's how he'll make himself happy.
Same thing. If your wife's happy, you're happy by default.
So that was the point he was trying to get at. Like, the person doesn't always realize what's their driving force behind why they're doing things. So, לכן, אם לא ייזהר בחוכמה ובזריזות להינצל מן הגאווה, if a person does not act very carefully with wisdom and zrizut, like that, try to very quickly get out of the situation, don't waste time, and be very wise about how you do it, to save yourself from gava, to not have this gava that you think that you're better than others, and you're just doing all your mitzvahs just for other people, you're serving them. I think he was saying it's like avodah zarah in a way, that why am I doing the mitzvah? Oh, so it's because I know then other people will like me more. So you're serving them, you're not serving Hashem, or you're serving yourself. That's in a certain form. I think he's quoting the sefer about the son of the Rambam, that in a certain form that's avodah zarah. Now, like, okay, I don't know if we're holding on that level necessarily, but person needs, the first step is to realize, to be like, sit down for a good 15 minutes and think, okay, why am I doing this? What are the different possibilities? And try to figure out what it is. So, Ava Pishesh B'yado Torah Masim Tovim, Hu Yeresh Gehinom, Chas v'shalom. That even if he has Torah Masim Tovim, he's gonna have to, have din v'cheshbon and Gehinom for this. Ki Yetzer Orev Lo, because the Yetzer is his enemy. Umevi ta'anot rayot lavi adam lidei gava, and he's gonna put all sorts of things into your brain to confuse you and to get you to come to gava. V'tiyeh chokhmato letardo min olam, and he's gonna use your chachma that you have. I think either your chachma or his chachma, I'm not sure, to take you out of this world. So therefore, it's incumbent, you should not get lazy to when you try to beat the Yetzer Hara every single day. I mean, it sounds like, the Yetzer Hara is going to come every day, right? And this is called the Great War, that the Yetzer Hara is coming from here, coming from there, this way, that way, like the soccer game here, right? Rabbi was saying. They bring down a story with one of the Hasidim. Shepara ba'anashim habaim min ha'milchama v'shalalu shalal gadol. That people were coming back from war, and he met them, and they had all these like wagons full of gold and like stuff that they pillaged from the enemy, from the people that they beat. So Amar Lahem, Shavta mimilchama katana. You guys came back from a very small war, huh? But you guys are still going to go to the big war. Amar Lo, Mahya milchama. What war are you talking about? Amar Lahen, Hayetzer v'chilotav. I'm talking about the Yetzer Hara and all the dominions. Ki kol oyev sheyesh lecha. Any enemy that you have, shetinasech otzo pa'am achat o shtayim o shalosh. Right, you have your enemy. You beat him once, twice, 3 times. That's it. He's gonna leave you alone. He's not gonna start up with you again. The Yetzer Hara is never gonna stop attacking you, even if you beat him 100 times. Right? Right? Don't trust in yourself until the day of death. Right? Until the day of death, don't think, oh, that, the Yetzer, I need tzaddik. I'm a tzaddik. I don't have to be worried about this. This is not going to be a problem. Right? This is not going to be a problem for me. This nisiyon, it's not. I don't have to be worried about that. No, a person, don't put yourself in that situation if there's even a 1% chance. Because he's going to try to ambush you your whole life. Maybe, right, for once, if you just don't look at him for 1 second and you don't pay attention, he's going to ambush. And he's not going to just go and try to get you to do the big thing. He's going to try to get you to do the tiny little thing that, like, you don't even realize that you did it. And afterwards, if you do realize that you did it, then you're like, okay, it wasn't even a big deal. Anything. I don't even know if it was really an Avera. It might even just be a Hasidic thing. It's fine, It was just something I just did, but it wasn't a chiyuv. Even if maybe it wasn't a chiyuv, but okay. And then if he gets you on that small thing, he's going to end up getting this person on the big things, the worst things. And because the fact that Gava is a source of many bad midot, and the Yetzer is also, he joins up and he mixes into the heart of a person. The whole idea of the Yetzer Hara is that what he does is he takes something that's truth, right? Emet, it's reality, it's real, and he takes it and he twists it into lies, and he does it also the opposite. He takes something that's like a lie and he twists it into looking like it's emet. He distorts our vision. He makes things unclear to us, things that we perceive. Right? We look at one thing, we say, oh, that's this, and it's really not. Right? That's good, that's bad. No, it's the opposite. That's good and that's bad. And he's going to teach a person how to have gava and bring them different proofs that no, what you're doing is good. It's very good for self-esteem. You need to make sure you have all the praises from all the people, right? That's what he's going to tell a person. So then they're going to go out of their way to try to get the praise. He's going to have all these tricks. Therefore, you need to go and be wise against him. Just continue.
Maybe stop here. Hidden as the friend says, the second a person accepts kabod and ego, that's the start of destruction. Yeah, may Hashem help us. Hazak